Thom Hartmann here on the news. You need to know this. Occupy Wall Street is bringing down the big banks. The bank consulting firm CG42 is projecting that the top 10 mega banks in America could lose $185 billion in deposits through next year as a result of people taking the advice of the 99% movement and moving their money out of the banksters on Wall Street and into local credit unions on Main Street. Bank of America, J.P. Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, and Citibank will account for nearly three-quarters of all the losses alone. So far, since the 99% movement kicked off 2 months ago, more than 700,000 people have made the switch, depositing their money in local credit unions instead of mega banks. That's more people making a switch than through all of last year. Time to redefine exactly what Starve the Beast means in the Occupy age. Who's screwed? American workers. A new report out of the Commerce Department shows that over the last decade, U.S.-based transnational corporations laid off 864,000 American workers while hiring more than 1.5 million new Asian workers and nearly 500,000 new workers in Latin America. Also during the last decade, these same transnational giants reduced how much money they're investing in the U.S. economy, although they increased their investment in foreign economies by 4%. Currently, American corporations pay the second lowest amount of taxes of all the developed nations in the world, and many, like General Electric, pay absolutely no taxes at all. Yet they have no interest in keeping all their American profits right here in America. There used to be a business ethic in this nation that a corporation not only focused on making a profit, but also served the community it belongs to. Unfortunately, thanks to 30 years of Reaganomics, Clintonomics, and Bushonomics, and all the tax cuts, deregulation, and so-called free trade deals, it's all about getting as rich as you can, as fast as you can, and to hell with the nation you call home. Can you hear the giant sucking sound that Ross Perot warned us about? In the best of the rest of the news, Republicans made their bed. Now they're going to have to sleep on it. On the day the Gang of 12 Super Committee failed to come up with a compromise, mainly because their Lord and Master Grover Norquist refused to let Republicans negotiate, President Obama announced that he would veto any attempts by Republicans to strip out the automatic trigger of cuts to the Defense Department. And in the wake of the Super Committee failure, he should take austerity itself off the table. We need to listen to the 99% movement and start creating jobs and focusing on wealth inequality in our nation. Gang government is what democratic failure looks like. The 99% movement is what democracy looks like. According to a new study, you're better off watching no news than GOP TV's Fox so-called news. Farley Dickinson University surveyed New Jersey residents about the uprisings in the Middle East. And it turns out that people who get their news from Fox are 18 points less likely to know that Egyptians overthrew their government compared to people who watch absolutely no news at all. Similar results were seen when Fox viewers were asked questions about the Syrian uprising as well. I guess all the chatter about the Muslim Brotherhood over at GOP TV distracted viewers from the actual news taking place. So isn't it about time to strip the word news from Fox and just call the network what it really is? What Roger Ailes envisioned when he first proposed it to Richard Nixon in the 1970s? GOP TV? Ever wonder why nearly 40 years after the Roe v. Wade decision, the push to outlaw abortion is stronger than ever today in America? It's because the religious right has developed quite a knack for lobbying. According to a new survey by Pew, religious lobbying groups on Capitol Hill have increased fivefold since Roe v. Wade in the 1970s, spending hundreds of millions of tax-free dollars a year to fight abortion and same-sex marriage while pushing for school vouchers for religious schools. Over 200 different religious groups spent nearly $400 million last year alone lobbying. The wall between church and state is apparently cash permeable. Mr. Second place in the Republican race to the White House, Mitt Romney, is already eyeing the general election and President Obama. His campaign just cut its first TV ad attacking the president, but rather than focusing on facts, the ad uses lies. In it, there's a voiceover of President Obama saying, "If we keep talking about the economy, we're going to lose." Yes, the president said that, but he was quoting John McCain's campaign, a fact that the Romney ad fails to highlight. In a statement to Politico, the Romney campaign said they used the quote intentionally, so apparently let the negative and lying ad season begin. A pregnant woman in Seattle, 19-year-old Jennifer Fox, who was beaten in the stomach twice by two different Seattle police officers and then pepper sprayed, has miscarried. She said, "I was standing in the middle of the crowd when the police started moving in. I was screaming, 'I am pregnant, let me through, I'm trying to get out.'" An article by Dominic Holden notes that At that point, Fox said a Seattle police officer lifted his foot and it hit her in the stomach, and another officer pushed his bicycle into the crowd, again hitting Fox in the stomach. Right before I turned, she said, both cops lifted their pepper spray and sprayed me. My eyes puffed up and my eyes swelled shut. She had intended to name her baby Miracle. Crazy alert, not exactly Casper. A 73-year-old British woman is having a problem with touchy-feely poltergeists. Doris Birch claims she can't sleep because a ghost gropes her every night while she's lying in bed. As she told the UK website, it's like an octopus. It started 4 months ago. I was laying in bed and I felt this creepy pair of hands. Birch claims she's afraid to tell others about the groping ghost because they would think she's crazy. But according to paranormal researcher Alejandro Rojas, stories of women being groped by ghosts are fairly common. So either Birch is being haunted by the ghost of Herman Cain or by a TSA agent stuck in the netherworld. And that's the way it is today, Tuesday, November 22nd, 2011. I'm Thom Hartmann on the news.